How is everybody? We're trying a different angle today. We're doing a thing. Good morning. Come here. You want to come up? You want to come cuddle? Come on. Come on. Good morning, everybody. I'm still working on some technical things. That's why we're a few minutes late. By a few, I mean 20. Whatever. I think I did figure out how to get phone calls not to come through. I don't really know. I hit some buttons. We'll see what happens. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, curly top. I found a different window to sit in front of. We'll see. I'm trying to see if you can see how pretty outside is. See? Oh, that looks nice. That looks nice. You coming over? You gonna come sit? Come here. I'm trying to, I know, rainy morning, Jenny. 2 days in a row I caught you. Welcome, Heather. Welcome to Fantasy Island. It did not sound at all like Mr. Work. And Mr. Work is such an old reference. Do you ever just make references to things and you think, God, that's an old reference? Hey, how old am I? Will you be doing intro videos? I had just sent one in. I'm not sure, Chad. I'm trying to learn something new every day. What is it, day 19 of our month on the YouTubes? And I have not figured out how to roll in a video yet. Oh, Martha the game. I have to put up some pictures this morning. So we had a great time. I think there was 50 of us that went last night. Amazing seats. Fresh air, like you've never smelled fresher air in your whole life. Because it was up in like the mountains. Oh, Joe, I'll see if I can't figure it out. I've looked in a bunch of places. I'm not having much luck. So we had our annual Phillies game. Andrea did an amazing job. Let's just clap for Andrea. Because normally our seats are on the 100 level. But depending on what game it is, how far in advance we buy the tickets, the Lord, it really depends on where we end up. Now, like I said, in the last few years, I could almost touch a plane. Jeremy coming in with a lot of analogies to the sky. So Jeremy came to his first One Funny Mother event, which I think is funny because I feel like Jeremy is just ubiquitous. And I don't use that word a lot. He's just in all things One Funny Mother. So it's funny to me that last night was the first event that he went to. Thanks, Marcus. So, sorry. Oh, this was me watching a video on how to hit do not disturb. So the game started at 6:40. A lot of us just rolled in before. If you made it out of the punch zone. Yeah, exactly. Because he was about to get punched last night. So we hang out at, there's something in Stowe. Plow in Stowe? I don't know. We were on the third deck. Now, when somebody says, we could do this, but this is going to be a lot more money. Or we could do this, it'd be less money. And I was like, well, let's always do less money. And that is when what comes with less money is that you could have a personal conversation with your Lord and Savior because you're in heaven. That's how high we were. Now, I don't know this. Passing Stowe, thanks, Ann. So, I'm talking with Chris. We're walking up. And we just keep going up and up and up and up. And I was like, and I said to the guy, I said, if you could get us as close to clouds as possible. He was like, let me take you there. Yeah. And that was the great thing is that, by the time, so everybody was already in their seats by the time I got up there. And then I'm talking to the guy and I have my ticket, right? Because we had just come to the 300 level. And I said, now my seats are probably right down here, sir. He was like, no, yours are, you have to go up and around. And I was like, okay, but if you look at if you look at my section, it's a pretty special section. He's like, it's very special if you want to just turn and just keep going up. And I was like, okay, but the railing here looks, this looks real. I'm sure that our seats, because we're pretty special, so we were probably like down here in this section near you. You're like the toilets, so we can all pee. And he was like, no, 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 you're just gonna, and then just go up until you can't go anymore. And then I kept looking because we're a big group. I was like, sir, you probably. So I'm looking. I'm like, where are the drunk ladies having a good time? Where are they? Can't find them in the lower section. And he's like, no, you just head up here. And my head, now I'm afraid of heights, so my head can't, I have to keep my head on the steps while I'm walking. I can't, like if I go somewhere up high, I'm fine when I get there. I just can't look up while I'm walking. Does that make sense? So I'm like looking at the steps. I'm like, Chris, do you see everybody? And every once in a while I look up and I was like, we were in heaven. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did. It was not only a fun get together with everybody, but it was exercise. It was trying different oxygen levels. You know, sometimes you're like, oh, should I go to Denver? I'm not sure. Let me see how I do with the oxygen up here. Like, you should try it. So we're ready for Denver, is what I'm saying. So there's that. It had everything. Katie had all the trappings. And so we get up there, and we had a great time. It was, yeah, the funicular freak out. Exactly. It was fine. We had a great time. Are we going to Denver? We're prepared. I don't have any plans, but we are prepared to go. It was exposure therapy. I said, Kendra, what's my song? So yeah, I mean, sometimes you just have to like push the envelope to be like, what's our next trip? It's got to be somewhere at higher elevation. But honestly, considering that no one knew we were there, including the players, we had a great time. We had a great time. So yeah, it was a nice evening. Got lots of pictures. Diana was, I don't think the word handing out snacks. I don't think that's the right turn of phrase. Let me think of a better turn of phrase. Diana was lobbing snacks. No, that's not right. Diana was pelting people with snacks. Is that better? Jump in. Yeah, throwing aggressive snacks. She had brought boxes and boxes of Cracker Jacks, as well as brownies, Tootsie Pops. And I imagine she would ask you, first round, she'd be like, do you want a snack? Now, it was kind of a trap because it didn't matter if you wanted them. You were going to get them, and you were going to get them in your face. So at a very high velocity. Yeah. So, yeah, Jello, I don't disagree with you that Cracker Jacks might be the worst snack, but listen, yeah. When an old lady shows up to a game with Cracker Jacks and you're that close to Jesus and she's trying to take your eye out, it becomes an adventure, okay? Sometimes her snacks save lives. Other times they take out an eye. So you got to take the good with the bad. And everybody got a baby Jesus. And I can't explain that. I mean, I can with a video that I will be sharing later. But yeah, it's a whole thing. Yeah, good call. I have to take Jesus out of my purse. The only people that take the good with the bad are the bad themselves. Alejandro took it out. I don't even know what that meant. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, she was flexing her arms. And I think, was it Carrie? Was it you that had the picture of my mom flexing? There's a picture of my mom just flex. Look at my arms. Really good. Um, Diana was flexing from the back. I don't know why, but somebody got a picture of it. Yeah. She has a great throw. She's gonna audition for the team. That's what I was about to say. Try out. Whatever. She was gonna tap dance. I didn't even know that they made Cracker Jacks anymore. I know. Well, I was sitting with Patty's husband, and he was eating his Cracker Jacks. I go, "Oh, what's your prize?" Real janky now. All the prizes in the Cracker Jacks are pieces of paper that I guess you scan, and then you have to go to a computer. It's a whole thing. And I was like, I'm not doing any of that. What happened when you could give prizes? It's a whole thing. I have one of you from last year. Did I flex last year? Mm-hmm. Yeah, with all the weights, her throwing arm is stronger. That's what it was. Does the Monstera need much light? It's funny you should ask. Is that this one? This one's the Monstera, the one with the holes in it? I don't know what this is. Maybe somebody else does. I don't know the name of this one, but I'm pretty sure this is the Monstera. I just moved him here, Hutton MC, and it was on the other side of the house, which is a lot, doesn't get as much sun. There was a sticker. I found the sticker, but then what are you supposed to, is that it? All they give away is stickers? I don't like it. I moved the Monstera plant here, and they're all facing, I think that they needed more. This is a rubber tree plant? Let me show it to you. It's real wonky and heavy. No, I can't lift it up. Maybe I should take that one off. I mean, it's getting new growth, but this looks bad. This don't look right. I don't know what it's doing, but it doesn't look good. Yeah. This lady chose to age like fine wine. I did. Most people would choose that. Nobody's like, you know what? I want to age like shit. I want to look like I've been beaten in the face. Mm-hmm. I want to look like just a glove that's just been. I think everybody. Yeah. Yeah, Carrie. Carrie, how did our friend do getting to the airport? I don't see her here. She's sleeping. I don't know. I always bring a mitt to a game. If it's coming my way, I'm catching it. Let me put it this way. Nothing was coming our way. That was painfully obvious. She did? She made the early flight? That is impressive. That is impressive. And so, yeah. Oh, look, who am I, Becca? Who am I? Who am I? Good job, Andrea. Yeah, no balls were going to reach the altitude that we were sitting at last night. No. We had more of a chance of Jesus's hand coming down and touching us than we did of anything. But we did, so I am going to send a survey out to everybody from the trip. And I'm going to say, now listen, we've been doing this a couple years. It's always fun. That maybe next year, do we want to spend a little more money and be, I'm going out again tonight for a workout. And, oh, look at you, Eileen. Be bopping. I hope so, Alejandra. Like when people get like, when they get like convicted of like a horrible crime, I don't like when they get to do their crimes concurrent. No. Consecutive. Thanks for being here, Robin. So yeah, I hope they run consecutive. Um, so yes, and that's so Becca, what I'm saying is, do we do next year we splurge a little? Mm-hmm. You're further up tonight. You're on the 400 level, Eileen. How do you breathe? Do you bring oxygen? You come in with a canister? How could you be up further? There was a 400 level on the other side. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Pat was like, I'll pay more. Just don't make me do those steps. I think we should do it. I think we should be like, we should do 1 year. We're like, guys, we're going to splurge this year. We're going to be like right wherever is good. Is it like along the first baseline? I don't know. Where's a good seat? I don't even know where they are. We'll be in the dugout. Like, Di will be passing out snacks. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They would love it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they had vendors up there going, Pete, oxygen, oxygen, pillows. I'm tired. How much are tickets? Well, they all vary all the time. They vary, Moon, where they are. They vary when you buy them. They vary based on who we're playing. So it's all... Well, here's the thing, Curly Top. There was an elevator up to the second floor, but there was no elevator to the third floor, which I don't think we knew. I mean, most of our events are, you know, we have to make them to be accessible. So it's a whole thing. Hey, Sarah, welcome to the Femmers. Thanks for becoming a member. It's very exciting. Thanks, Rock and Johnny. Hey, Chief Mike. So it was surprising, and we haven't ever sat on the third floor, but Andrea made it. Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing too. Shade is a top priority. Last year on the same trip, around the same time, we went to a game, and I thought we were gonna die. And oddly enough, had we gone to, I don't know, Lorene, if there was an escalator on our side. Our side on the 300 level was the shorter side, like near right field. It wasn't connected to the rest of the 300 side. The other 300 side went all the way around. I think ours was like a weird, yeah. So. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so yeah. So I don't know. We're gonna play around with it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I still can't figure out how to become a member. I'm usually tech savvy. Lauren, there's a thing you gotta like shut down the chat, and when you turn off the chat, then you'll see the button. There's a website that tells you which seats are shaded depending on the game time. I Google it before I buy tickets. And I send that to Wendy. I've never heard of this. I bet she already knows. I mean, you could send it to her, but she already knows. So then all the Italians are sitting, oh my gosh, let me tell you the funny story. Let me tell you about Leanne. I hope she's watching. So last night, you know, we've done this trip a bunch of times. Sometimes, you know, as we meet new people on the internet, people will join us. But last night was a first, because last night we had a great gal named Leanne on the trip. And I get there, and Wendy says, I want to introduce you. We only have one new person this time. I said, oh, who is it? She goes, it's someone that doesn't know who you are. And I was like, what, are you sure with our trip? Mm-hmm. I said, there's a lady here. She goes, and she's by herself. I go, there's a lady here on this trip. Doesn't know who I am. Doesn't know who you are. Doesn't know anybody else here. She's like, she doesn't know any of us. I said, but she's on. She decided to come on this trip. Yeah. I go, well, then how'd she find us? She goes, a friend of hers follows us. He's maybe here somewhere. And I won't say his name. Maybe he wants to be anonymous. But he seems lovely because he watches our show. And then knows Leanne and said, Leanne, there's this lady I follow on the internet. And they're all having this baseball game. I don't want to go to the baseball game, but I bet you would like them. He basically set us up on a blind date with Leanne, or set Leanne up on a blind date with us. And then she showed up because she's real fun. And she said, he said, she said, my friend bought me this ticket. He said, you people are a lot of fun. And he said, she said, I figured I'd either have a great time or a great story. And so far I'm having a great time and a great story. And she came last night and she was so fun. Blended right in with everybody. Super fun. And so by the end of the night, we were like, so how did you like your date? And she said, I had a great time on my date. I said, do you think you'll date us again? She's like, I think I might. So then Jason was sitting next to me and he gets up. I guess he was going to go downstairs, go to the bathroom, get something to eat. I don't know. And so he stands up. Well, he takes his sweatshirt off. Now, Leanne is sitting right behind Jason. Now, you know that we like to, well, we have Pete, we got Jim, we got Jeremy. Listen, you want to throw around some sexual innuendo to these fellas? Hey, look at you. Love it. We love it. The fellas love it. Fine. Jason has elbow pads. Now, everybody, is very, very lovely around Jason. Hey, Jason, how are you? Well, Jason gets up and he goes, I'm going to go get something. I don't know what he said. I said, okay. He takes his sweatshirt off and he goes to put it on his chair. Well, Leanne, because she knew here, she goes, go ahead and take it all off to Jason. I couldn't stop laughing. I said, oh, we don't say that to him. He's a nice man. Everybody else said, ooh. And she goes, that was fun. And I go, okay. Jason was like, what's happening? She's new here. She don't know. It's fine. It's fine, Leah. You knew here. Yeah. We all got real quiet. We're like, doo, doo, doo. Yeah. See, that kind of fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he did. He turned 5 shades around. He did. She said it and he goes, okay, I'm just gonna go get something to drink. I was like, okay. Leah's like, did I say something wrong? I said, no. You're gonna be fine here. Yeah. It was funny. Yeah, she she's gonna show up. So you might see her at some point, but it was very funny. Yeah, no, I didn't get up from my seat for the whole night, Lorraine. I was like, I can't walk down those steps and then come back up again. So I think I peed my pants. Yeah, it was funny. Mooney, well, because we were up in the mountains, everybody had like a light jacket or something. Yeah, he did appreciate how well behaved you were, Carrie, from the moment you met him. Yeah. So it was a great night. We had a good time. I'm gonna post some pictures. So next year, if you want to join us, we're going to be in the dugout. So it's going to be a good time. Who won? The Phillies did. Well, and then Wendy was going to lose her mind if they didn't win this game. Yeah, we did win. But we were up by 7-1. We were like, oh, this game is over. And then they started coming back. Yeah. So it was like a whole thing. But it was great. The end of the game was great. And they brought in some pitcher who was pitching for the first time ever in the major leagues, and he did a great job. Wendy didn't think so, but we thought he did a great job. But it was a good time. Good time. Tonight I'll be bebopping. Tonight I'm helping with an interview for Miss New Jersey. All of the Miss America contestants are leaving next week for Miss America, so hopefully you're cheering for your contestants. So we're doing mock interviews with one of our Miss New Jersey tonight, and then I have class tonight, and then I have Tipsy Tuesday, so it's going to be busy. Did the Phillies have a pitcher go down with a ball to an ankle? I don't think so. I didn't see that. A ton of home runs last night. So that was fun. And Diane was having a great night dancing. It was so crazy though, because when the other team, who did we play last night? Oh, Seattle. Andrea told me we played Seattle. And when the other team would hit a home run, you could hear a pin drop, no sound. And then the ball would go into the stands. They throw it back. Did it happen, Monica? Did I miss it? That was last weekend, and they said he is okay. I was going to say, I don't remember that last night. But it was funny to me how, obviously when it's one of the Phillies, everybody loses their minds. But when it's the other team, they literally threw it back in. It was funny. Did you hear my stomach? It's from a muffin. I had to eat the rest of the muffins today and get them out of my house. Yeah. I know. Di has she had the best night. Phillies fans, I will not disagree. They can be brutal. And then, do you have Italian roots by chance? I do, Mark. I'm half Italian. The other half is Spanish, Filipino, Indian, a whole bunch of foreign stuff. So one of my mom's neighbors works at the at the park, and I guess where we were, with Jesus, he was like, "How did you guys do up here?" He came to check on us, and I said, "Yeah, no, we had a great time." And he goes, "I'm glad you guys had a good time because this is a very rowdy section." And I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "On college night." And then he started naming specific games. He goes, if it's the Phillies against this team or Phillies against this team, and it's college night, you don't want to be up here. It was really crazy. I was like, really? He was like, this is, I guess each of the sections has like a reputation. We weren't in the good section. So, but I think we definitely raised the average age of the section, and the hotness of the section. I got hit in the head with a foul ball at my very first minor league baseball. Yeah, and then I wouldn't go anymore. What? Weren't you paying attention? Didn't you put your hands up? What? Melissa, I don't need that in my life, right? Like I'll be like, I can't go anymore. I have never been. Has anybody else never been to a professional football game? Because I haven't. And then I was thinking, I don't think I've ever been to a real college football game. Maybe like Rowan, but they're not real. Like a real, I've seen them. And I've been high school. I was eating my nachos. Melissa, this could be everyone's story. I was eating nachos at a minor league baseball game. Boom, hit in the head. I said, many ridiculous mindset. It's not like an Eagles game. Yeah. I've never been to an NHL game. Oddly, I think I have. The only professional sport I haven't seen live is soccer. I've been to an Eagles open practice, but never a game. My first one led the Colts. Never been to NFL. NFL games are a drunk fest in Kansas City. We used to have access to Eagles game. My father had the last 2 season tickets. Dallas Cowboys game in Dallas. Yeah, I don't know. Because that stadium is bigger, right? I mean, I thought last night's stadium was bigger, but I think that the link is even bigger. I wonder what like the size difference is between the two of them. My hometown is the oldest high school football rivalry in the country. And that's the thing, like in the, is it Midwest? Like high school games are huge. College games are huge. And then 2 weeks ago, the Eagles, yeah. I've been to a North Carolina Tar Heel game. You should come to Canada where they play real football. I am in Philly. Eric's, that sounds nice. My brother was the head electrician at the bank and the link. I was looking at those lights last night. I know. I was thinking maybe I should go to one. But I want it to be one where they win. Which one should I go to? I know. They've been good lately, so I haven't watched since they took the knee. College is huge here. It's 50 minutes from Michigan State University. But they're really high up. Fans and both were sitting a few rows apart, and they started to argue. I thought we were going to get killed. Really? Wow. We went to see Yale versus Harvard as well. I would go see that. What was the team? All right, here's fun trivia. What was the team that Rudy played for? Let me take a guess. And if you don't know what Rudy is, you shouldn't be here. Rudy. Oh, I know what it was. I know what it is. Yep, there it is, Eric. Eric got it. Yeah, don't want to see if anybody else gets it. The Irish, which is Notre Dame. Such a good movie. Makes you want to go back and watch. It was such a good movie and a true story. We don't have like stories like that. The only one that came close, which is the one I'm talking about. Beautiful story, but then it turned out that it was like really like a horrible story. What am I talking about? In the last 10? But it was a true story. What am I talking about? Are we right here? What? Thank you, Kim. Kim got it. Right? Joe got it. The Blind Side, which Julia Roberts, was it Julia? No, wrong. Pretty Girl. The other one. Oh, she was so good at it. I'm so old to me. Yeah. Sandra Bullock, thanks, Lorene. Lorene and I are literally the same person on the inside of our brain. Sandra Bullock was so good in it. Cried your eyes out. I think she won that year. Yeah, exactly. My lookalike. I'm like, what's her name again? Such a good movie. And then literally like in the last few years, like he came out and he said that it ruined his life and they basically don't talk to him anymore. It just, you're like, what happened? Yeah, not a great ending. That didn't happen in Rudy. Rudy was fine with the movie. And it was not good. Yeah. Bad. All right, there was a couple shows I just okay. I like doing the show this way because this way I don't really have to do any prep and you guys can be more involved. I just finished on Netflix. The Biggest Loser. What's it called? Fit for Life. What's it called? 3 episodes series about the Biggest Loser franchise. Who watched it? Now, I read about it before I watched it. And And it was, I used to watch The Biggest Loser. Yeah. I had no idea. I mean, I guess I did know that it was big at the time. I guess it ran for 12 seasons, maybe even longer. Um, Fit for TV. Was that it? Yeah, Fit for TV. Thanks. And yeah, Facebook is hating on Jillian Michaels. Well, there was a thing that Jillian Michaels was saying on one of the news channels, and it gets into a whole, you know, are you pro-Trump, against Trump, and whatever. We're not going to get into it. But she has said some things recently, and then this came out, and so people were saying, I never liked her, Jillian Michaels on the show, blah, blah, blah. And you had, I feel like, even then, you had to go real deep to like Jillian Michaels. Yes. And then Bob was the other one. But it really talked about just like the whole place that people were in, and culturally, you know, the phenomenon it became, and then an international phenomenon, and then really like what the doctors on the show were trying to get across. Yeah, she was very unlikable, said Mary. It's just, it's because, and then Bob had a heart attack. But I don't know that either of them come across real likable in the documentary. You know, I think that the documentary basically just reinforced the idea that like the show was what it was. It was a show that was thinking very radically about weight loss. And I mean, I didn't really watch it all that intently at the time. But the controversy that was on it, it was very interesting. And then what it was talking about now with Ozempic. Yeah, Bob from the show had a heart attack. And he said a lot of people reached out. She was not one of them. I know, documentaries, especially on Netflix, are sensationalized. It's hard to believe everything in them. That is true. But Bob wasn't, I didn't think that he was really fighting. Like, he had apparently a big fight with this Joelle girl that was on the show. And he wasn't disagreeing with it. He was like, yeah, no, it's exactly what I did. I mean, they were playing I mean, the thing is you can't really say, well, this never happened when there's video of it, right? You're like, well, no, you did do that. He was like, yeah, I did. he didn't have any problems with the behavior. It was just very interesting. And some of the challenges, where'd you watch it? I watched it on Netflix. So I always knew that the whole thing was that, you know, trying to get these people to exercise, lose weight, the whole thing. I didn't know that they had these side challenges or teases where if they ate a whole bunch of food, they get to see their family. It was so crazy. And she was like, and there was just cameras of them just watching people eat. It was definitely like, yeah, this didn't seem right. And then they go on at one point, the New York Times, maybe it was 10 years later, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but after the show ended, the New York Times came out with an article that said that they studied 14 people from the show who had dramatic weight loss, and that they showed that the people who were on the show, these 14 people, and experienced dramatic weight loss very, very quickly, that the show basically ruined their metabolism. That now, from the moment they get up in the morning, they are already 800 calories in the hole. And that the only way that they could keep up was like, don't eat breakfast or don't do this or whatever. And so there was a huge backlash because they were like, it's 14 people from a show. You had no other group to compare them to. And so there's all this discussion. And they eventually say that, yes, these people's metabolism were off, but it's not from the weight loss. It's from what they did to their bodies prior to the show. That just the large size that they had gotten to, in the long run, the long-term damage, even if you lose the weight, the long-term damage is there, that these things. It was very interesting, and really interesting to kind of look back at that show to now see where we are as a society with the Ozempic and all of these things. And, and it talked about all of the different phases that we've gone through, like, and then it started naming some of the pills from the past, that, people are like, oh, was it Olestra? Remember Olestra? Like all of these fads that come and go. So it's just an interesting time. Fen was one. Yep, that was one. So it just was, it's interesting, if you kind of take these snapshots of time. The weight loss industry is billions of dollars. And it was interesting because I think there was there was one study that followed all of the winners and said, of all the winners, and I mean, it's really crazy when they go back and they show you where they started and where they ended. Extraordinary. And they said of all the winners, all but one gained it back. And they said, the big question is, and again, it's a TV show, was the show really about helping people to lose weight? Or was it just sensationalism and, the fact that all of these people really didn't have long-term success? It was very interesting. And all of the people that were interviewed for it were like, there should have been therapy set up for these people to help them through the process. And you realize how much of an emotion is connected to how we eat. And yeah, humiliated people. And they said that. They said it on it. So, interesting. I mean, if you think back to like all of the fads that we had that like now, if you were to bring it back, like you could bring back Three's Company anytime and be like, this is a good show. I mean, there was a lot of sexual innuendo in that show, but I mean, the Ropers, you bring back the Brady Bunch anytime. But if you tried to bring back, do you remember American Gladiator? Do you remember that? When they would get people who were clearly on steroids to dress up like superheroes and then compete against Bob from accounting. And then they would have the chance to become a gladiator themselves. Like, and like, I tried to explain this show to my kids and they were like, what is, I don't know, maybe when they were younger, like watching, and I was like, oh, this is an old show, let's watch. They're like, what is it? Yeah, Wipeout. But just some of the shows, you're just like, there was one, hey, look who did not miss her. I'm like, girl, did you get home already? The other one was, it was a game show where you had to go food shopping really quickly. That's old. Do you remember what I'm talking about? There'd be like two moms that are like, I'm going to get all the mac and cheese. You're like, what kind of show? How is this a show? Yeah, Ninja Warrior, American Ninja Warriors. Supermarket sweep. Yeah, what? Who thought this was a good idea? Like, you know what moms love to do? Sleep? No. Bathe? No. Eat warm food? Nope. Nope. Women don't like any of that. You know what they really like? Food shopping. I don't think women like that. Yeah, they do. They love it. Are they shopping for liquor? Nope. Nope. Peace. It's got to be the most sexist show. I was just going to say, why don't they have a show where guys are just chopping down trees? I'm like, actually, I would watch that. I would watch that show. Just a lumberjack show. Uh-huh. I love that Shakendra made her flight and I couldn't go to the gym. Girl. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wasn't there a show regarding couponers? Yeah, I think it was. Double Dare. That was a show. Love Connection. I just want you all to know that I am obsessed on Instagram with old, like, Love Connection videos and videos where people have feathered hair. Like, you show me a dating video from circa feathered hair. I don't know why they all talk so creepy. Like, super creepy. I just love going out. I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna figure out how to feather my hair, which, just so you know, I used to know how to do. I'm gonna figure out how to feather it and then put on like some jive clothes or something, you know, like big collars, and just make a creepy dating video. Eric, you're not wrong. The 80s and 90s shows were great, but then throw in there a couple Love Connection videos. So crazy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I'm not showing you my graduate. Did you have feathered hair? The Newlywed Game? Great. Mm-hmm. What is feathered hair? Patty, why are you acting like you don't know what feathered hair is? Yeah. Card sharks? Was that with the giant card? And Bob Eubanks? Why do I know so? Bob Eubanks was Love Connect. Did he also do Card Shark? The fifth wheel. I don't even know what that is. Thank you for saying that. Who doesn't know what feathered hair is? That's what I'm saying. Mm-mm. Bob Vila and This Old House. I would still watch This Old House. Mm-hmm. There's the guy on it. He turned out to be a serial killer. Yes. They made a movie. They made a movie out of it with the girl. Mm-hmm. What is feathered hair? Alejandra, why are you saying you don't know what feathered hair is? Is she young? Is she that much younger than us? Maybe she doesn't. Let's talk about Alejandra like she's not here. Do you think Alejandra's really young enough to not know what feathered hair is? How old are we? I think we might be a lot older than we think we are. Farrah Fawcett had feathered hair. Yeah, where's Laura? Laura? Mm-hmm. Isn't it called layered? No. Yeah, you would, I don't even know. I'll try tomorrow. I'm a feather. I'd have to do it down the middle. I mean, you talking about teased hair? No, Patty! Patty, what is wrong with you today? I think I know what you're talking about. I think Alejandra doesn't actually know what feathered hair is. I'm looking around. These are all Jason's pictures. I bet he has feathered hair in a picture. I'm going to find it. I'm going to feather my hair tomorrow. But I don't know that it's cut correctly. Mm-hmm. And it would be in the middle, and then it'd have to be, and then you would curl it, and then like layered cut, fanned out. Yes, yeah. I don't know what feather means either. Mooney, yes, you do. Christy McNichol. Thank you. The girl, Christy McNichol, Joe from The Facts of Life. The 70s, the 80s. Yeah. Alejandra, make it a pass. I think she might not know what it is. Yeah, you had to have lots of layers. Like an onion, like Shrek. Yeah, I'm going to try to feather, but I don't think it's going to work. I think you had to have a real specific cut. Any actress in the 70s had feathered hair. Sally Fields, when she was in Oddly That I Know, the show, most of the shows that she does. The the Bandit, Smokey and the Bandit. I am so sick of listening to myself. These references. Was she in Smokey and the Bandit? That was it, right? Smokey and the Bandit was one, but there was another one she was in with Burt Reynolds. That's not Smokey and the Bandit, but everybody was in Smokey. I'm gonna stand by Smokey and the Bandit because everybody was in it. What was Cannonball Run? Just watch the Cannonball Run. If none of these words make sense to you, I was just saying I wish they would redo the Cannonball Run. Lonnie Anderson, Jacqueline Smith, Valerie Bertinelli. Yeah, Smokey and the Bandit. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I do think, yeah, it's my stomach the whole time, Kathy. It's not good. Even I was in Smokey and the Bandit. I was in it. She's joking. Charlie's Angels. I mean, it's just. I was trying to think, is my stomach? I don't know what's going on. I had a bad stomach yesterday, so I think I should just stop eating. I said to Jason, I'm done eating now. Yeah, do me a favor. If you're on the supporters, everybody post feathered pictures of their hair today. Please do it. Let us celebrate the feather. Let's bring it back. Is this your first YouTube channel? No, this is the only YouTube channel I have. I've had this channel for a long time, Be Right. But I used to have this morning show on Facebook. Then Facebook decided that it wanted to pay $3, so we moved it over here. So we are not new to the morning show. We are new to YouTube. So welcome. I don't know if you're welcoming me or I'm welcoming you, but welcome. So I'll find a picture, but it won't be feathered. Patty, I bet you had feathered hair and you didn't even know. Yeah, Melissa, it is a pain. All right, so do me a favor and everybody post your feathered pictures on the Facebook supporter page. I will enjoy. I have to see. I never had, have you always been this involved, invested? Yes. Yeah, this was a good show, Be Right, on the Facebook. We had a lot of fun. We did things, we had videos we'd roll in. It was really good. And now we are doing a 1 month of test shows here to see if we will be doing this forever. So we'll see. But thanks for being here. We like meeting new people. Eric seems lovely. It's just that we have to have 16 moderators here to keep all the cookies out. So, but you are welcome to stay. Yeah, and we have taken a lot of trips together, so everybody kind of knows each other. Moderators are pointless. Well, Cosmetic, you won't be around very long if you say stuff like that. So good luck to you. Your time here is limited. So anyway. All right, everybody. So he's like, don't care. Okay, you don't have to keep saying words then. You could just go. My hair looked better. My high school pictures, yeah. Yeah, exactly. All right, hey Jeff from Pennsylvania. Anyway, all right, everybody, that's it. I'm gonna be crazy busy today, so by the time I see you for Tipsy Tuesday, I'm positive I won't be in a good mood, or I will definitely need my drink. So yeah, join us tonight for Tipsy Tuesday. The name of the show is called Fit for Life, I think, on Netflix. And I just started watching this other one, What Happened to Amy, somebody on a cruise ship, and now I can never go on a cruise ship again, so I'm gonna go watch some of that. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Like Judy from Saskatoon, good time, Andrea say. Go feather your hair. Post your feathered pictures today. Can't wait to see it. Amy Bradley. Jennifer, I'm on the second episode. And they were like, I just saw her. What? I gotta go watch it. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. I'll see you. Bye.